не захочется мне локалки делать, то, наверное...
Да вообще посрать, это мне никаких нагрузок не делает. Я сейчас
Ну
просто
ладно, я
достану
тогда...
линку.
Я тебе писну тогда. Если... Ну, чтоб пилить или не пилить.
Так я его запустил. Сейчас ссылку просто найду и все.
А, ну ладно. Ну ладно, я отключаюсь.
I am honored. Be careful.
Cannot command me. Do not waste my time, lesser creature. summon me.
First name basis, mate.
Yeah, like we were talking about it before the show because I was like, "What are we gonna like?" Obviously, like, how are we gonna get over our hatred of each other? And he was like, "Whatever." And I said, "Well, first it was Nobble. Like, people tried to start a beef between me and Nobble. Remember?
great.
Yeah, that was going on for ages. Then it was Asmon. Who's next on the list? Like, we've got to get this beef going with somebody.
Me and
I
you,
mean,
mate.
let's take a vote in chat. Who do you want me to have a fake internet beef with next? Let's start it up. Let's get it on. But the best thing was how differently these shows are run, right? Badge? We could do... Oh, no, because I've already got cuddles with Badge. I can
like-
see it. I can see the cuddles with
It's
Badge.
true.
The
Right there.
cuddles with Badge. are
I'm
in front of
thinking
me.
some, like, you know, young, big-titted female streamer who should really go to town on them.
Ooh, we got beef.
Oh, we got beef.
Ooh, we got beef.
Oh, I got your beef
Bell,
right
it's
here,
too
you
late for
slag.
Bell. Talk to Bell. Bell
Bell,
is
yeah.
winning mega awards for his clickbait titles, though. That
Yeah.
guy don't give a shit. That guy don't give a fuck. That's like, fuck it, right? Those titles are getting crazy. Those are so funny. It's so fucking funny. I love the guy. He's like, you know what? This fucking works on YouTube. Have it. The Chromie thing, what's the big title of that? It's like the best thing ever in WoW. All caps or some shit. It's like, fucking hell. That is funny, man. That
Like
is funny.
fucking-
I can't do it. I can't, because we do clickbaity thumbs, right? Because it
But
works.
it's still
It
got
does
like,
work.
yeah,
You
it's
can't
still
deny
got
it.
a
It works,
title in
right?
it though. Like, it tells you what it is. It's not just like an overall sort of like.
I can't go
If
that
you're
far.
gonna watch one video today, watch this. Emojis.
I can't go that far, man. It's too much for me. Fair play to the lad. A Crandor too late? I've been on Crandor's show. It's too late. It's too late. Rekfall? Does Rekfall even play WoW? I mean, I've never followed Rekfall.
Hey, I like that. Preach facing Destiny's Child.
I've had a new one every week for like months now.
Have you?
Yeah, I always have fun, little souvenirs. Usually it's like millions of peaches or peaches go.
Is this kind of bait for me to now increase your views to go back and watch them?
No, I don't like writing preaching ghost. I think it sounds retarded.
What about
I
like?
think it sounds totally retarded.
What about like the good-looking one?
It can't be Quinn. Quinn
and the
subscribes to
phony-
us. He hosts us.
Does
man.
he?
Yeah.
Quinn.
Yeah, it's no good. Scott, it can't be Scott either. Like, it's
I
not.
like Scott.
We're running out of Swifty. Swifty, as far as I know, has no idea who I am anyway, so it's unlikely. Oh, that could work then.
We should do.
That could work.
Swifty.
It could work with John. John could rock it.
Oh, mate, go and tell Swifty. Logitech, not Razer.
Shoot fire. I can't type preaching ghost into there. It's too much for me. It's too much. It drives
It's
me crazy.
it's in about 9 places on that screen anyway, so it's fine. I like the
No,
nicknames.
I don't
I'm gonna have
like
to
it.
check
I
them
don't
though.
like it. But yeah, okay, that's it though. Like, let's put it this way, right? If any of you ever get onto Bay's show, right, to do something, because he has all the classes on and stuff like that, so there's a variety of things. Oh, that Guardian Druid show though. Did I feel bad for Bay? I don't know those guys, but Jesus, that's how you tank a show. Holy shit.
I tried reading from the comments when I saw people talking about it, and I didn't watch it again, but I read the comments saying, "Can such and such really fix their fucking mind?"
That was not the worst of it. It was just like Bay's like, because Bay like puts a question out there.
Yeah.
And this is let me describe how it happens, right? If you're on Bay's show, you get asked usually 2 weeks before, can you be on this day? Because he schedules it. Then about a week before, you get a Google Doc that is like really professional.
Yeah.
With every topic on it, all the way through. You get this big document that comes through. He then sets up the Skype about a week before, because Discord doesn't do video yet, but they're going to soon. And then 12 hours before the show, he creates the Skype group, and then he has a countdown. And every 2 hours, there's a countdown update as to when the show will be. Right? That's how Bay
He's
runs.
fucking
Yeah.
by the book, mate.
When you're on the show, he goes through the document, and I remember, I don't have the document open, sorry, Bay. Sorry, Bay. But occasionally, I've checked it, and Bay, like, goes through it, like, highlighting where we are, what's coming up next. He's doing all this stuff, right? Like, while flicking through the cameras and asking the questions. So, that's how Bay runs it. Allcraft, however, and I had a great time, I'm not slagging him off, I'm just saying this is the difference. 6 minutes before the show starts, I get a tweet from Hotted like, what's your Skype? And then the message was, PC's broken from Hotted. I'll be ready in a minute. And then Asmon's in bed, right, going, are we doing the show? And it's like, is it in 7 minutes or something like that? And I'm like, what is this? What's happening? Like, compared to Bay's show? I'm like, what's going on? And then Hotted's going, PC's broke. I'll have to just plug everything into a laptop. Let's move it 15 minutes later. And I'm like, this is pretty funny. And then at that point, I still hadn't given him my Skype or anything. So Asmon's like, I'm going to get out of bed in a minute, and we'll sort it out. And I'll turn Skype on. And then Hotted's like, I think it came to about 3 minutes before the show started. It's like, can I have your Skype? So I was like, there's my Skype. And then the call come up, and nobody said anything because everyone was busy. So I was like, hey, what's up? You know, and it started talking to people, and then people kind of dropped in. And then it was like, all right, we're starting the show in about 30 seconds. Everybody ready? And I was like, yeah, apparently. Apparently. He did send me show notes, though, because I asked him, like, what topics are we going to cover and stuff. Because Converts already do something similar, where there's, like, a list of topics and all that kind of stuff. I get Hottie was on a plane. Hottie landed, got in a taxi, went home, did the show, and then left immediately to get in another taxi to go in another plane to Germany or something. He's living in Germany right now. So I was like, what's the show notes? And Hottie says, I'll do it for you tomorrow, no worries. What I get is a screenshot of Hottie's phone from the plane. Just like, no bad. I was like, this is the shit. This is how we run the web show. This is like exactly how we run the web show. It was so cool to see the difference. It really was. It was fucking awesome. But yeah, it turned out to be a really good show.
Good.
Both of them were really good.
Good.
Yeah, really relaxed as well. And you guys all turned out for it, which was fucking awesome.
Nice.
But on to other news then. People were... Can we talk about the miserable cunts who are playing WoW right now?
Mate,
It's driving me fucking
it's
insane.
fucking hilarious. These sad bastards. You know the best part is?
It's so weird.
They're still choosing to not only subscribe, but to, like, play this game to the point where it annoys them, but then continue to
these
pay
guys
and
who
play.
have quit playing. These guys are still
Play
playing.
something else in you miserable shit.
I mean, we're not talking about a large segment of the community here, but
Big.
Jesus Christ. It's weird. Like, the Black Temple Time Walking is a short-term event of an old
my
raid.
fucking
And it's
God.
really good.
And we're gonna rehash everything. Oh,
It was-
fucking hell.
yes.
What's next? What's next?
It's fucking unbelievable to read these, but I was like, I can't fucking believe this. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm like, this is the worst thing you've ever seen? Really? Like, all this game is now is rehash content. I was like, what was the last rehash they did? And this is a short-term fun event for time walking?
They didn't even have to include it.
No, it's not.
No
it's
one,
a
no
side
one knew
content.
about it until
It's
like
the
the patch
side
notes.
content. I'm just reading something, but that's like one example. But then we went to the Chromie thing,
Mhm.
the Chromie thing, and which is fantastic, right? The Crommy thing is utterly amazing. It's so fun to do. You didn't get to do it.
You told me all about it. But it
And
sounds
yeah,
fucking really cool.
I saw that the notes was like, oh, this thing's open for testing. So we actually had 4 videos to do that day. Do you remember? We were really fucking busy to try and get it sorted. Triggered.
What was it you called her in the video?
Crommy.
Crommy?
All the way through.
Fucking
On purpose. I was like, nah, fuck it, it'd be funny. The regular viewers will be fine with it. They'll be like, oh, I hate you so much.
Downvoted because you said Crommy.
That's fine. Yeah, I don't care.
Who gives a shit?
It's all about their bands. Don't worry about it. I don't think if you're ever gonna leave like all the content because of that, then you're probably not gonna last too long anyway.
Life.
That's my thought process on it. Bit of fun, but I logged in. It was like, oh, it was already like 3 o'clock, and we had to get everything done by 5. And so I was like, right, I'm gonna do this Chromie thing and see what it's all about because it's a scenario, right? So I was expecting like a 10-20
Quick
minute
run
scenario,
through,
yeah, run through. Queue up, whatever, and ended up just like lost. Like, this is fantastic. This is really, really good. And then pushing myself because once you're learning what's going on. I'm not going to spoil it, don't worry. But once you start getting the grasp of what's happening there, you're like, I really need to nail this. Like, you've put this challenge in front of me.
The investment is in there.
Yeah, I was like, I need to figure this out right now. And I ran like one of the parts of the scenario 4 times and shaved like, I think I shaved something like 11 minutes off it. Yeah, it's on a 15-minute timer. The whole scenario was on a 15-minute timer, and I got like 11 minutes, and it felt so good. I was like, wonder if I could do this. I wonder if I could do that. I wonder if I could try this, and maybe I could do this. And I kept going in with different ideas. I was like, I wonder if I could skip over this bit and go straight to this bit. And it was like, that works. Awesome! It's so freaking good. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
But coming back, so I can't spoil that too much. But what did you think of the Black Temple? And those of you who came with us.
Fucking great.
It was so much fun.
It was great. Here's the thing though. It's not hard. It's got mechanics that'll kill you.
It's hard enough far.
It had a taste. It had a taste of the mechanics of Black Temple without you one-shotting a boss for your fucking transmog gear, right? It was fun to see some of those old mechanics being reused in such an easy, manageable way. Yeah. We took people from the fucking stream who we had no direct connection with.
Yeah, there was no vetting of people.
Exactly.
There was no vetting.
And we got it cleared. I don't think we had a wipe either, did we?
But I did raid lead the shit out of it. Yeah. I was like, this is exactly what you do.
But it's fucking mint. You're getting potential upgrades, which are from the Black Temple. You're getting a nice couple of things that are going to be pointless, like we said, like the weapons and shit like that.
That's a shame.
It is a bit of a shame.
The weapons are a shame.
But then, not even having to be on a Demon Hunter to get the achievement of, what's it called? I'll hold them for you, or something like that. The achievement.
I can't remember the name of the achievement.
But when you kill Illidan, if you've already got the glaive achievement on any character, you get the achievement called I'll hold that for you, or something which unlocks the skin for the Warglaives.
Don't talk about my bloodlust on Illidan. Of all the things, right, I planned throughout that was one thing I'd forgotten. I'd totally forgotten that Maya did that. And I was like, oh, this is, we've got this. We've got the fucking kill in the bag. Yeah. Right? People are doing stuff correctly. Boom. But the best thing about it is Blizzard has so many cool raids. So many. That I just sat there and people go in and they one-shot every boss. And it doesn't mean anything. You're just after the transmog or whatever. So why not scale these things up so we can go and do them?
And like another thing as well, on Illidan, like I pointed out before it happened on stream, is when he does the demon within phase, he's fucking ginormous. And then as soon as he did it, I looked immediately to the chat and everyone's like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
Yeah, I can't believe so many people didn't know Illidan
didn't know that he went that big, yeah.
I was mind blown by that so many people had no idea that Illidan did that. But also the fact that you get to do the mechanics and you do get a feel for it. Yeah. Obviously, it's a bit like the time walking is now. It's not what it was really like by any means, right? It's not even close to that. But it does give you a sense of what was going on. You do get to do the Terran ghosts. The boss that blew everybody away, though, which I thought was amazing to see, because that fight is incredible at the time, was Reliquary of Souls. Once people realize, okay, this fight is fucking nuts. Once people realize what the Reliquary of Souls is supposed to be like, and not just like a head that comes out, you one-shot it and the head goes back in, that's what most people think the Reliquary of Souls is. Once people were like, oh, okay, this thing literally headbutts the whole raid to death, which it does.
If you're stood closest, he's going to hurt you.
And then he was doing all the interrupts, and then you have the phase where people... And then, because people were like, oh god, we get to regen in this phase, and this is what this phase is all about. That was fucking cool. But we were thinking, a lot of people suggesting what other raids could they do. Do you think they would be tempted to... Because you know what's next on the list, in my eyes. What do you think? Chat and you. What do you? While I answer, what do you think if you're Blizzard and this pays off, and it will? Black Temple's going to be massively popular for the duration that it's open. What would be next on the list?
All the while. Has to be.
Busy. Yeah. All the while. It's got to be on the list.
It's got to be.
But do you think they'd split it in half and that would kill it?
Oh,
But
that's
it's-
a horrible
it's long.
notion.
It's really long.
I know it's long, but no, because
Is it
these are groups,
Karazhan?
these are groups that you're going in as a pre-made. I'm assuming that is Black Temple going to be a queuing system, or are you going to have to go in as a pre-made when it's on
It's
live?
pre-made. No, there's no queuing system.
There's no queuing system.
It's too hard for that. LFR wouldn't be able to do it.
Well, then they should do that with Ulduar for a full clear. If that's going to be the same way with Ulduar, expect it like it's going to be a raid. You're going to clear it, so just go with your group like it would be a raid now. That's what I think.
Ooh. Black Temple is long too. No, we did it in an hour and a half. Less.
It was under 2 hours for
yeah,
sure.
it was
I
under
can't
2
remember what
hours.
exact
Yeah, it was
time.
under 2 hours in a pug. But I think Ulduar is way longer than that. Ulduar is. If you're, I mean, don't think of it. If you've transmogged it, that's not what the raid's like. Like Razor Scale, unless you could do it in one phase, is a pretty long fight. As is, I forget his name, Forge Master something. XT is a pretty long fight. Would they include the hard modes to get an extra drop?
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Is Firefighter going to be in there at some point?
Or Heartbroken.
Exactly. Are they going to import Ignis? Yeah, Ignis. Ulduar is pretty long. And things like, are they going to put I Choose You Steelbreaker in there? Because that's, I mean, they'll obviously do it like Black Temple where they made it significantly easier. But,
If it's that difficulty level, I'd be surprised if they didn't, but I don't think... It may be if it gave a meta achievement, not individual achievements, but if you did all the hard modes together at, let's say, the flavour of BT's difficulty, then you should do all the requirements for an end game, well, for like a complete achievement, and then that will give you something superficial like we got the Warglaves. To me, that would make sense, because those hard modes, if we're talking about the difficulty scale that Time Walking BT is, they are all massively easily managed.
yeah, normal Ulduar is really easy. There's a lot of bosses. How many bosses are in Ulduar? 14?
Mate, as if I know that off the top of my head.
I think there's about 4. Alright, let me do the list without looking at the chat.
I could do the list with you.
Leviathan, Flamescale, Ignis, XT, Steelbreaker, Algalon, Chromag, or whatever the fuck he's called, Cat Lady, Podir, Freya, Thorim,
Vezax. Mimron.
Vezax, Mimiron, and... yeah, 14.
Yogg.
Yeah, 14. Yeah, that's 14 bosses. I'd be interested to see if they put the hard modes in. Just because there are certain hard modes. Let me ask this question for those of you who know then. If they did put the hard mode option in there to get the extra rewards, because if you don't know, the hard modes for a lot of the bosses were just for the achievement and to unlock Algalon. Like Steelbreaker, correct me if I'm wrong here, but like Steelbreaker, XT, Razor Scale, Ignis, Cat Lady, those were just achievements. But they gave slightly higher loot. And Flame Leviathan was the same. You got an extra reward of piece of loot. But if you did Hodir, Thorim, Mimiron, and Freya hard mode, you got Algalon loot as the extra reward. That's how that worked. You got a piece of the loot that Algalon...
But it was unobtainable. It wasn't extra loot. It was unobtainable loot from doing it the normal way. I remember that purely because the
it's
Asir's
from his
Edge.
loot
Yeah, Asir's Edge. You could only get from doing. I think it was XT hard mode. You couldn't.
Yeah, I
get
think
that from
Asir's Edge
normal
was from
mode.
that. Flame Leviathan 10 man. Like it was like Miolia's Runestone was Hodir 10 man.
Yeah.
It was an extra. They had extra loot on their loot table. But the other one, Steelbreaker was the quest start 'cause you had to use the computer thing. Because you can kill Steelbreaker in many different orders. I don't know if you know that or not. Would they include the hard modes? And because there are a couple I'd love to do. I'd love to do Hodir hard mode again. And that was when you got the huge haste buffs, the huge damage buffs. If you did it correctly, you could go insane at Hodir.
Yeah, I remember
And it was just the best
It's
feels
with
ever.
the bonfires, wasn't it?
It was the bonfire. So you had to free all the NPCs.
Yeah.
Somebody got a buff that gave you, I think it was a huge amount of damage, a huge amount of crit. It was a spark.
Yeah.
And that person had to run around and give everybody the spark. Then there was the lights that shone down from the ceiling that gave you a ridiculous haste buff. And there was also... There's a third one. I don't know whether it stopped you freezing or something.
That was why I had to stand at the bonfire.
Yeah, was it the
to remove
bonfire
the
that stopped
debuff.
you freezing? That was such a cool fight. Freya 3, though, you know, I can skip on Freya 3 ever again. Freya 3 is a fucking nightmare. Or it was. Freya 3 was a fucking nightmare. Mimiron is a ton of fun, though.
Yeah.
Mimiron was a ton
Do
of
not
fun.
push this button, mate.
Do not push this button. I can't remember what was... Thorin was Sif.
It was, you had to do it in a certain amount of time. You
That
had
was
to engage the fight.
Yeah,
in a
and you had to
small
deal
amount
with
of time.
Sif's mechanics, which were... not that fun. Yeah, not that fun.
It wasn't that bad for us when we was in kill count at the time.
Mm.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. We never got there.
By the numbers, mate. No bans. No bans.
It's Greek bands.
Between the pulls bans.
Kakios.
Pull.
Pull. Pull mic.
Pull, Mike.
Pull mic. Pull mic. Yeah, I'm remembering back, but I would like to see the option. Yo,
I
Zero, though.
think...
What would you... Okay, so let's ask this question then. And we'll stick it in Ulduar for now, because ICC is definitely on the list of potentials, right? No questions asked. ICC would be on the list of potentials. I think Blackwing Lair could do with it as well. Blackwing Lair done properly is really fun.
I love Blackwing Lair redone.
Blackwing and AQ40 for that matter. AQ40 is a lot of fun when done correctly.
It's okay.
As long as it's rebalanced and there's not stupid bosses like Visidius and fucking Uro or whatever. But Blackwing Lair I could definitely see on the list. Throne of Thunder, probably at some point. I mean, that could be fine.
Throne of Thunder is a very cool raid.
I would also be down, and I'm going to be honest, because, like it or not, the Burning Crusade are some of the best raids. I'd be more than happy to do Serpent Shrine Cavern again. More than happy to go to Serpent Shrine.
I think
Oh, come on, to do like, what was he called? The Demon Hunter. You had to heal DPS, and you loved it. Because you were shocked in me.
Shocked.
You were shocked in. Yeah.
Leah Thras the Blind.
Leah Thras the Blind, yeah, exactly. Malagos for days. I can live without ever doing Malagos again. I can live without having to explain to people so many times how to use the dragons at the end. Yeah, Tempest Keep.
Sunwell.
Sunwell's not a good raid.
It's not a good raid.
It's not a good raid.
Neither is Serpent Shrine, man. Serpent Shrine sucks balls.
What sucks about Serpent Shrine?
I hated it. I just hated it. Not very fun. Nothing stand out like, just
There's
not
a couple
fun.
of dull bosses in there. Morrigan for sure is like so much HP.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
I mean, there's a couple of like cool things in there, like when you fucking fish up the thing from below, whatever it's called.
The Lurker!
The lurker below. When
Lurker's a great
just
fight.
the actual initiation of it when the big bastard pops out the water, it's like Jesus Christ.
The first time you see it is
But
pretty
yeah,
Yeah, I'd do Serpent Shrine. That'd be a giggle.
look at Zul again.
Fathom Lord was always really good if you did it properly.
With the bubbles.
Fathom Lord was where you had to divide all the bosses into different areas of the room. So you'd have like 2 tanks dealing with one boss, somebody else doing something, somebody else doing, and you worked around the room.
Big giant bastard.
No, he's a big Naga with like 4 Naga ads, and then you had the last phase where you.
Then who am I
crazy.
thinking of?
Firelands? See, I never had a really good taste of Firelands.
It was okay.
Like, I never really hit a wall. I was in a very, very good guild at the time. It was, I mean, Darkstorm is still, I think, top 20 or top 30 or something.
Cool.
So we never hit a wall or something difficult until Ragnaros, pretty much. We one-shot Morrigan. Balrog, kind of. Alice.
20 years before the main story of Game of Thrones, there was a great tournament held at the castle of Harrenhal. This was like the biggest high school house party in Westeros. Everyone was there, drinking, feasting, hanging out, hooking up, trading secrets, raising drama, and all these years later, people are still talking about what happened those nights. Who got the most drunk, who hooked up with who was plotting to overthrow the government, that sort of stuff. We don't know the details of much that happened, because we only learn of the tourney through memory and rumour, but we do hear one mysterious story about the Night of the Laughing Tree. In Book 3, Mira Reed tells Bran Stark the story. It begins in the Neck, a swampy region north of the Riverlands. The story follows a young Crannogman, a young man from the Neck, and though Mira never says his name, it's implied that the lad is a young Howland Reed, the father of Mira and Jojen. From his home in the Neck, Howland travelled south to the Isle of Faces, an island in the Riverlands sacred to the Old Gods, and inhabited by a mysterious people called the Green Men. Howland stayed there through winter, and when he left, he came to the castle of Harrenhal, where the great tournament was beginning. Mira lists some of the people who were there, and again she doesn't say their names, but we can figure them out by their titles and heraldry. There's the king, Aerys Targaryen, with his son the Dragon Prince, Rhaegar, because all this takes place before Robert's Rebellion, when the Targaryens still ruled Westeros. There are the White Swords, the Kingsguard, who'd come to welcome a new brother to their ranks. A young Jaime Lannister was about to join the Kingsguard. The Stormlord, Robert Baratheon, was there, and the Rose Lord, Mace Tyrell, but the Great Lion of the Rock, Tywin Lannister, didn't come. He was angry with Aerys for taking Jaime into the Kingsguard, and for refusing to marry Rhaegar to Cersei. Rhaegar instead married Elia Martell. She's here as well. So the young Howland from the Neck saw all these important people at this great castle, the knights and banners, the food and laughter, and he was excited to be a part of it. But as he was walking across a field, enjoying the day and harming none, he was attacked by 3 young squires. There's a lot of racism against the Crannogmen of the Neck. People call them mudmen and frog-eaters. The squires believed that this was their world, and the Crannogman Howland had no right to be there. So they hit him and kicked him and cursed him until he was saved by a she-wolf, Lyanna Stark. Lyanna drove off the squires with a blunted sword and took Howland back to her tent to treat his wounds. There, Howland met Lyanna's brothers, the wild wolf Brandon Stark, who dies before Robert's Rebellion so he isn't in the show, and the quiet wolf Eddard Stark, and the pup Benjen Stark. They're all teenagers back then. Brandon's about 19, Ned was 18, Lyanna about 15, and Benjen about 14. Howland was 16 or so. Lyanna insisted that Howland come and sit with the Starks at the feast, so that night he ate and drank with the Northmen, and took in the sights of the feast. He saw Prince Rhaegar sing a song so sad that it made Lyanna cry, and this is the first mention of a connection between these two. And he saw a maid with laughing purple eyes, Ashara Dane, dance with a Kingsguard, and with Oberyn Martell and Jon Connington, and with Ned Stark, after Ned got Brandon to ask Ashara for the dance because Ned was too shy. There are rumours of a relationship between Ned and Ashara. Some say that Ned got Ashara pregnant, others think it might have been Brandon. But whoever it was, a year later, Ashara had a stillborn child, and her brother Arthur was killed by Ned and Howland, and Ashara committed suicide, so we might never know the truth. Later at the feast, Howland spotted the squires who attacked him, and saw they each served a knight, one of House Hay, one of House Blunt, and one of House Frey. The Starks suggested that Howland should win back his honour by beating the knights in the tournament, but Howland wasn't much good at riding and jousting and thought he'd just make a fool of himself. That night he went out by the lake and looked to the Isle of Faces and prayed to the old gods of the north. Later at the tournament, the knights of Hay, Blunt, and Frey did well in the jousting, but late one afternoon a new challenger appeared, a mystery knight with his name and face hidden, identified only by a weirwood tree with a laughing face painted on the shield. This Knight of the Laughing Tree challenged the Hay, Blunt, and Frey knights, and defeated each of them at jousting. He gave them back their horses and armour only after the knights punished the squires for having attacked Howland Reed, and so the Crannogman's honour was restored, and all the crowd cheered for the Mystery Knight. King Ares, though, was not a fan. Ares was mad and paranoid, and he saw the Tree Knight as his enemy, so he sent his son Rhaegar to find out who was. Apparently, what they found was the knight's painted shield hanging in a tree. And so the story of the Knight of the Laughing Tree ends with a mystery. Who was the knight? The story leads us to believe that the knight was Howland Reed, and Howland would fit some of the details we're given about the knight. The knight's said to be short of stature, and Howland was small, and the knight is clad in ill-fitting armour made up of bits and pieces, as Howland would have been if he had to scrounge armour together to compete. But we're also told pretty clearly that Howland isn't good at riding and jousting. He feared he'd make a fool of himself if he entered the tourney. In the story, Mira suggests that the old gods, or the green men of the Isle, heard Howland's prayers by the lake and gave strength to his arm so he could win back his honour. Which is nice enough for a fairy tale. But Game of Thrones isn't the sort of world where the weak can beat the strong just by being righteous and brave and believing in themselves. Littlefinger learned that in his duel with Brandon Stark. As for the old gods, they really don't seem to be the benevolent divine intervention sort of type. They're more into blood sacrifice, all that heavy Old Testament sort of shit. Would they really bother answering the prayers of a teenager who wants to win a joust? That just isn't consistent with what we've seen of gods and magic in this series. The other important reason why the knight probably isn't Howland is because Bran tells us that he thinks the knight is Howland. What sort of mystery is that, if we're immediately given the right answer? Usually the way mysteries work in this series is that we're given an obvious answer at first, like that Jon Snow is the bastard son of Ned Stark, or that Jon Arryn was poisoned by the Lannisters, but later we find out that the truth is something more complex, that Jon Snow is actually Lyanna Stark's son, and that Jon Arryn was actually poisoned by Lysa for Littlefinger. So what's the deeper, more complex truth to the mystery of the Knight of the Laughing Tree? When Mira tells this story, Jojen seems really surprised that Bran hasn't already heard the tale from his father Ned. This may suggest that Ned, or someone close to him, was the Mystery Knight. Maybe it was one of the Stark boys. Benjen, Ned, and Brandon each would have made a much better knight than Howland Reed, because the Starks were trained to ride and fight, so they wouldn't have needed divine intervention to plausibly win a few jousts. Brandon, especially, was said to be good at riding and fighting, and he was described as hot-blooded and rash, a gallant fool. So standing up for Howland by riding in the tourney fits pretty well with what we know of his personality. There are problems with Brandon, though, because Brandon was tall, so even at the age of 19, he might not have fit the Mystery Knight's small stature. Also, it doesn't make much sense for Brandon to enter the tourney as a Mystery Knight, because he later rides in the tourney as himself. Why would he have chosen to ride in disguise in the first place? So another possibility is Ned. He was younger and shorter than Brandon, so he might fit the knight's small stature. And Ned riding for Howland Reed in the tourney might help explain how Howland became such a loyal friend to Ned. However, even as a young man, Ned's described as solemn and somber. He's responsible and reserved, with a certain distaste for the pageantry of tourneys. Joining in a joust as a mystery knight with a shield of a laughing tree is not exactly Ned's style. He's not so showy and theatrical, so Ned just isn't a great fit for the Knight of the Laughing Tree either. Maybe it was Benjen. Benjen was 14 or younger then, so he'd fit the knight's short stature, and Benjen was the one to offer Howland armor and a horse to ride in the tourney, so he was enthusiastic about someone competing. But on the other hand, at 14 years of age, Ben was very young, and there's no suggestion in the text that he was particularly good at riding or fighting or jousting, so he doesn't seem a very likely knight either. All three Stark boys could maybe be the Tree Knight, but none are very convincing. A more likely answer to this mystery is Lyanna Stark. As a teenage girl, Lyanna could fit the knight's short stature and ill-fitting armor, and she certainly has the motivation to help Howland. She was the one to come defend him in the first place. Competing in the tourney also fits well with her personality. She's described as wild, willful, and boyish. She's said to be like Arya, and fighting to help out a friend is exactly the sort of thing Arya would do. Lyanna being the knight also adds a cool twist in having the knight who everyone assumed to be a man turn out to be a girl. At one point in the story, Mira describes the knight's voice booming through his helm. Maybe the echoiness of the knight's helmet helped disguise Lyanna's voice. Of course, it's questionable whether a 15-year-old girl would be strong enough to use a lance in a joust, but in Winds, there's another 15-year-old girl, Elia Sand, who jousts so much that they call her Lady Lance, a perfect precedent for Lyanna to joust also. Further, we're told a bunch of times that Lyanna was a very good horse rider. Roose Bolton says that Lyanna was half a horse, and he also says in the same paragraph that a great jouster must be a great horseman. Jaime Lannister agrees, thinking that jousting is 3/4 horsemanship. So the text directly links the idea of riding being important for jousting to the fact that Lyanna was great at riding, a pretty strong hint that Lyanna could have done well in a tourney. So Lyanna fits the Knight of the Laughing Tree quite well, but the most convincing reasons for why Lyanna was probably the Mystery Knight relate to how this would fit with the broader story. It's very, very interesting that we're specifically told that King Aerys sent his son Rhaegar to find and unmask the Knight of the Laughing Tree, because later in this same tournament, Prince Rhaegar publicly crowns Lyanna as his Queen of Love and Beauty, and later he runs away with Lyanna, which leads to Robert's Rebellion, the deaths of Rhaegar and Lyanna, and the birth of Jon Snow. Maybe the whole fateful relationship between Lyanna and Rhaegar all began when Rhaegar was sent to find the Knight of the Laughing Tree. We're told that no one found the knight, but what if Rhaegar did and chose to keep Lyanna's secret? Maybe he was impressed by her boldness in riding in the tourney. We already know Lyanna wept at the beauty of Rhaegar's harp earlier. Maybe they hit it off. They say there's nothing like a tourney to make the blood run hot. So maybe some words were whispered in a tent of a night. Words or kisses, maybe more. Maybe this is how Lyanna and Rhaegar, ice and fire, first fell in love. It's also very interesting that the place where all this happens, and the place where Rhaegar later quote-unquote abducts Lyanna, is so close to the Isle of Faces. There are theories that Rhaegar and Lyanna secretly got married on the Isle of Faces with the weirwoods all round, so that psychic Bran can later have a vision of the wedding and R+L=J can finally be revealed. This is all very speculative, but it fits so well with what we know, and paints a beautiful picture of a tragic love story between Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen, a story that all begins with the Knight of the Laughing Tree. So given how well this all fits, and given the hints of Lyanna's writing ability and personality, it seems pretty likely that Lyanna is our Mystery Knight. But we'll also have a quick look at a crazier theory. As we saw in Season 6, Bran Stark's green sight tree magic psychic powers can lead to some pretty wacky timey-wimey shenanigans, like when he broke the mind of Hodor by reaching through his past self to make the Hodor of the present hold the door. Some fans believe that something similar could have happened with the Knight of the Laughing Tree, that when Howland prayed to the old gods, Bran answers his prayers from the future by warging into past Howland, taking the identity of the Mystery Knight, with a weirwood on his shield, and using some manner of old god's magic to win the jousts and restore Howland's honor. This fits with some of the talk of magic mentioned in Mira's story, but it also gives Bran the chance to be something he's always dreamed of being, a knight. After Mira tells the story of the Tree Knight, Bran thinks that he'd love to be a knight for a day. A day would be enough, he thinks. Maybe with the magic of the old gods, he got that one day at the tourney of Harrenhal. So yeah, the magic time travel theories are kind of ridiculous, but it has happened before, and these ideas can have some nice thematic resonance. Though at the end of the day, it was probably Lyanna. We'll talk more about Lyanna and Rhaegar before Season 7 arrives, but you might like to go back and watch the Season 6 Episode 10 video. Rhaegar and Lyanna and Jon are explained about 14 minutes in. Thanks for watching this video. As ever, these theories and ideas mostly come from the Game of Thrones fan community. Go check out Westeros.org and the subreddits. Thanks to the translators for translating captions, thanks to the Miko for use of his art, and thanks to the patrons who make Alt Shift X possible, including Paige Marcus Stewart, Natalie Wu, Jason Gray Jr., Walt Mayfield, and History of Westeros, a podcast you should all go check out. There's a link below. Cheers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Four, three, two, one.
Watch your step.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1. Find shelter.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Watch your step.
2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Find shelter.
4.
4, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Find shelter.
4,
I'm multitasking. I can talk at the same time. I was tabbed out half of the boss fight. Do I have to raid a few people? Do you know what to do?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Four, three, two, one. Big ad incoming. Watch your step. AOE incoming.
How long have you been on diet?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Defensive. 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 Four, 3, 2, defensive. 1. Defensive. Defensive.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Stay away from lines. Four, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, ads 2, coming. 1. Watch your step. Defensive. Defensive. 4, 3, 2, 1. Defensive. Defensive.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Stay away from lines. Run away. Four, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, ads coming. 2. Watch your 1. Step.
Touch your totems. Warning.
Phase change.
Just go with it. Can't reset it either way.
Target you. Stack high. Stack high. Ads coming. Phase change. Spread. Run out. Run away. Ads coming. Phase change. Watch all. Watch all.
He's doing 160 KD pills.
Run away. Watch all. Ads coming. phase change. Target you.
Crozes.
Run away. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shockwave.
Left.
Shockwave.
Right.
Watch your step. Help soak.
Soak.
Shockwave.
Left.
Watch your step. Shockwave.
Right.
4, 3, 2, 1. Run. Shockwave.
Left.
Watch your step. Shockwave. Help soak. Watch your step. Shockwave.
Left.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Run. Run out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Shockwave. Watch your step. Shockwave. Help soak.
Still going to be fun if he has no clue what to do.
Run away.
He gets hooked.
Five, four, three, two, one. Four, three, two, one. Stay away from lines. Four, three, two, one. Stay away from lines.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Find shelter. Four, three, two, one. Stay away from lines. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay away from lines.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Find shelter. Watch your step. Watch your step. 10, 9, 8, 7. Watch your step. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Four, 3, 2, 1. Stay away from lines. Four, 3, 2, 1. Stay away from lines.
3, 2, 1.
Find shelter.
He definitely will.
Run away. Run away. Run away, stack. 5, 4, 3, run out. Run out. Run out. Keep moving. Run out. Keep moving. Run out. Keep moving. Big ad. Face away. Face away. Big ad. Face away.
get the ad back here, brother. This tank is so clueless. You're going to thought wrong boss every time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch your step.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Four,
Kill ads.
2, 1. Watch your step. Watch your step. Phase 2.
Four, three, two, one.
Run away. Kill ads. Watch your step. Four, three, two, one. Watch your step. Phase 3.
Four, three, two, one.
Four, three, two, one.
Run away. Kill ads. Watch your step. Four, three, two, one. Watch your step.
Drop zero.
Four, three, two, one.
We probably have to replace him before we land him.
Five, four, three, two, one. Big ad. Big ad. Watch your step. Four, three, two, one. Watch your. Big ad. Watch your step. 4, 3, 2, 1. Watch all. Big ad. Phase 2. Watch your step. Big ad. Big ad.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Catch balls. Big ad. Target you.
Four, three, two, one.
Catch balls. Big ad. Big ad.
Four,
Phase 3. Watch your step. Big ad. Big ad.
Four, three, two, one.
Big ad. Big ad. Big ad.
Four, three, two.
Five, four, three, two, one. Watch your step. Flame jet.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. Flame jet.
4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. Flame jet. Flame jet.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. Four, 3, 2, 1.
Four, three, two, one.
Killads.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. Four, 3, 2, 1.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Watch your step.
Four, three, two, one.
Killads. Four, 3, 2, 1.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Watch your step. Kill ads. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Four, three, two, one.
Watch your step.
Four, three, two, one.
Kill ads.
Four, three, two, one.
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Four, three, two, one.
Kill ads. Stack high.
Four, three, two, one.